the Critics' Choice Awards were held last night, and there were so many award winners throughout the entire night. It was a great show. They had a pre-red carpet event, which I kind of was on the fence about because they did unfortunately hand out some awards before the main show that they, I guess, deemed lesser. And one of those included Best Foreign Language Film, which went to The Secret Agent. And they kind of surprised the director on the carpet with it. And I guess he thought it was like a bit, but I don't know. It's just a little bit disrespectful, in my opinion, to do that and not save it for the main show. But, I guess they had time constraints because considering the fact that they're doing television and film. So that's a lot to cram into one awards night. And that's exactly what the Golden Globes are going to be doing next week as well, this coming Sunday. And last night's Critics' Choice Awards are officially kicked off award season when it comes to very highly rated and touted films and television. So I'm very, very excited to see who comes home with what. But in regards to the Critics' Choice Awards, we can go over the award winners. In terms of Best Comedy Film, that went to The Naked Gun, starring Liam Neeson. It was a reboot of the original franchise from the 1970s and 80s, I believe. And I haven't not gotten to see it yet, but I did hear it was laugh out loud funny, so I'm looking forward to that eventually whenever I get the time to see it. There's so many movies on my slate right now that I got to check out, but Best Foreign Language Series went to Squid Game. That was the Netflix phenomenon that pretty much took the world by storm whenever it first came out, so it's well-deserved there. And then Best Young Actor went to Miles Keaton with Sinners, and this one was pretty much a no-doubter in my opinion. Very well-deserved. If you've seen Sinners, you know what I'm talking about. He plays Preacher Boy in that one, and he does a phenomenal job. And that was actually his first major acting role, and the fact that he is getting his flowers for that is nothing short of remarkable. He did such an exceptional job. Although I will say some of the other nominees, including Jacoby Jupe in Hamnet, blew me away personally. He was a lot younger, and I think that he has a very, very bright future ahead of him acting if he continues to do so. As well, I would also like to highlight Nina Ye in The Left-Handed Girl, which just released on Netflix. Beautiful, beautiful film. I thought she did a phenomenal job, so be sure to check that one out as well. In terms of Best Supporting Actress in a limited series or movie made for television, we have Erin Doherty from Adolescence. And if you haven't heard of this or seen it, it's only 4 episodes. It's a very short mini-series about this boy who is wrongfully convicted of murder, and they pretty much have to navigate that entire process. I mean, the kid is 12 years old and accused of murder, and it's a very, very powerful story. And they pretty much swept all of award season last year when it comes to the Primetime Emmys. And the fact that they were, I guess, nominated or eligible for these year's awards might confuse a little bit of people, including me. But, let's roll with it. But, again, they won Best Supporting Actress, Supporting Actor with Owen Cooper, as well as Best Actor in a Limited Series with Stephen Graham, and Best Limited Series. So they won 4 awards last night in the Critics' Choice Awards. And fun fact, Owen Cooper, he ended up taking home the Primetime Emmy for a supporting actor as well, and he was both the youngest to ever do so in that category in both the Emmys and the Critics' Choice Awards last night. So props to him. Another huge career ahead of him if he continues to do these roles, and he was absolutely phenomenal in Adolescence, so very well deserved here. But in terms of Best Actress in a Limited Series, we have Sarah Snook. Those of you might know her from Succession on HBO, but she won for All Her Fault, which just released on Peacock. I've heard very good things about that. Some people that I talked to just watched it in one sitting. It's a very, with these limited series, they're very digestible. It's not a lot of commitment. You can usually watch them within a day or two. Very low commitment, and it usually pays off in the long run because, as they highlighted in the show, if you watched it last night, they pretty much said that when it comes to limited series, you're getting pretty much the top quality stuff because they only have to cram it into a certain amount of time in order to deliver the best quality they can in that short period. So it's usually pretty good, and they're getting the recognition that they deserve, obviously. But when it comes to some of the films, and specifically with Best Cinematography, that went to Train Dreams, produced by Netflix, which was one of my favorite movies of the year. It's my number 2 for me, if not the best that I've seen this year. I think it is absolutely phenomenal. Can't recommend it enough, although be prepared to cry, because I was bawling my eyes out by the end of this movie. It was such a great film that I highly recommend to anyone. In terms of Best Animated Series, that went to South Park, and that's been a classic show that's been running on for decades now, and, pretty much no debate there. In terms of Cast Ensemble, that actually went to Sinners, which I thought was very well deserved. The entire cast and everyone involved in that film was absolutely phenomenal. So that was very deserved. Definitely not a shock to anyone, in my opinion. In terms of comedy shows and comedy films and best supporting actor in a comedy series, we have Ike Barinholtz, who was in The Studio. He played Sal Saperstein. For those of you who know, at the end of The Studio, where they're at the awards show, every single actor and actress is thanking him in their speech, and it becomes this running gag. So it was really funny to see him thank Sal Saperstein in his acceptance speech. So that was really funny. That was an Apple TV show created by Seth Rogen, where he is the studio head, and it is so funny, but also so stressful because it's so chaotic. There's so much going on, and he has to kind of deal with and put out so many fires. It's highly recommend that one. That was one of my favorite shows of this year on Apple TV. In terms of Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series, we have Janelle James, who plays the principal Ava Coleman in Abbott Elementary, and she is absolutely my favorite character on that show. She is just so funny, and the timing of her jokes and one-liners is always so perfect. It's so funny. I highly recommend Abbott Elementary if you haven't heard of it somehow. It's so good and so funny. In terms of Best Actress in a Comedy Series, we have Jean Smart in Hacks, which I personally haven't seen, but they have been getting so many awards since it came out, I think back in 2021. It's been running for 4 or 5 seasons now, so it's been pretty hefty in terms of the catalog that they are bringing home in the awards department. And Best Actor in a Comedy Series went to Seth Rogen in The Studio. Again, he is so fantastic in this one. It's so funny. But Best Comedy also went to The Studio as well. And this was a pretty stacked category. I mean, The Studio was going up against Abbott Elementary, like I mentioned, Hacks, and then The Righteous Gemstones on HBO Max, which, if you haven't seen that one either, so funny. I can't recommend any of those enough. And Best Visual Effects, I don't think anyone's surprised here. That ended up going to Avatar, Fire, and Ash. Those are always such a visual spectacle and a testament to the technology that we have in terms of CGI now. And it's just a breathtaking view of the world of Pandora every single time you sit down and watch one of those movies. But in terms of costume design, hair and makeup, and production design, all 3 of those went to Frankenstein. And if you've seen the movie on Netflix, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This one was a shoo-in for all of those awards, and it's just so immersive with the world of Frankenstein, the characters, the costumes that they're wearing. Like it just feels so authentic, and I'm not surprised at all to see them take home all of these. And they also took home Best Supporting Actor in a drama film with Jacob Elordi, who played Frankenstein's monster. And he was fantastic in this, I thought. He just was so out of his normal roles in terms of films. I mean, he had to play something that pretty much barely talked or barely knew how to function, especially early on. So he did a phenomenal job, in my opinion. In terms of Best Supporting Actress in a Drama, that went to Amy Madigan from Weapons, which I wasn't the biggest fan of Weapons this year, as I've said before on this show. But, props to her. Congratulations to her. And Best Supporting Actress in a Drama went to Caroline Lanassa with The Pit, which was a smash hit medical show that came out last year, about an 8-hour shift in what they call The Pit, which is the emergency room in Pittsburgh. And every episode was each hour from that shift. So it did a very, very phenomenal job of illustrating the life of emergency room workers and health first responders, and just the incredible amount of work that they do each and every day. They are the real heroes when it comes to saving lives and helping people no matter what happened to them, because obviously they see some crazy stuff, right, in the emergency room. But Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series went to Tremel Tillman from Severance. He plays Mr. Milchick, and he does such a phenomenal job. Like, every single time he's on the screen, he just commands it. Like, you're just, like, so laser focused on him, and his vocabulary in that and the script that they give him is so awesome and so great to hear. You know, he does such a great job. It's very well deserved for him. In terms of Best Actor in a Drama Series, that went to Noah Wyle, which is also on The Pit. Now, I would have loved to see Diego Luna take this one home from Andor. As a huge Star Wars fan, I thought Andor was arguably the best that Star Wars as a franchise has ever been. The quality of everything from the acting, the set pieces, the cinematography, like, I can't say enough about that show. That is definitely one of my favorite pieces of media that I probably have ever seen, if I'm being honest. Not to toot it up so much, but it really does deliver on the quality, and I highly recommend that one. This was also a very stacked category as well, because you also had, not only did you have Diego Luna competing with you, you also had Adam Scott, who is the lead of Severance, and he does a great job. He pretty much has to play two different people in this, his innie and his outie, if you've seen the show. So it's very, very stacked. Congrats to Noah in this one. In terms of Best Actress in a Drama, we have Rhea Seehorn from Pluribus, which is the new series from Vince Gilligan, who is the creator of Breaking Bad. I haven't gotten a chance to see this yet, but I've heard nothing but great things about this show. I can't wait to try it out. In terms of Best Drama Series, that also went to The Pit. And this is another stacked category because you're going up against Andor and Severance, like I said. So congratulations to the entire cast and crew of The Pit for making such a great show. In terms of Best Song, I don't think anyone was surprised here with Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters. It's pretty much the #1 song on Billboard all year. Couldn't get it out of anybody's heads, and this is very well deserved. Although I will say, I Lied to You in Sinners, that entire sequence of that song, if you know what I'm talking about, where all the transitions from the eras of history throughout the music, like, that was one of my favorite theater experiences and movie experiences this year. So I think that would have been my vote probably, but I guess the fact that Golden was just so big and popular this year, I mean, it pretty much had to win, unfortunately. But I Lied to You and Sinners, that would have been my pick for sure. In terms of Best Animated Film, that also went to K-Pop Demon Hunters. Again, no complaints there. The animated lineup this year really wasn't the best in terms of recent nominees. I mean, last year, of course, you had The Boy and the Heron from Studio Ghibli, which won. And in terms of the quality, we really didn't have that much in terms of competition. Although one of the nominees, which was In Your Dreams on Netflix, I did like that one, but I wouldn't have nominated it, if that makes sense. Like, it's a very cute movie, very enjoyable movie, but I don't think it matches up with some of the quality of other films of recent past. But original score also went to Sinners. Again, no complaints there. Ludwig Göransson is incredible when it comes to soundtracks and scoring films, and he scored Oppenheimer most recently before that. And if you've heard the soundtrack to that, you'll know it's an absolute masterpiece, and this is no surprise to me at all. In terms of adapted screenplay, this went to One Battle After Another, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, and then original screenplay went to Sinners. Both phenomenal films, definitely both in my top 5 this year. Best stunts went to Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. I have not seen this one yet, but I know that Tom Cruise does not play when it comes to doing his own stunts, so this is a very obvious choice here. In terms of Best Director, we had One Battle After Another with Paul Thomas Anderson, and getting his first win in that category, and I think that will be the case come the Academy Awards or the Oscars. In terms of Best Actress, we had Jessie Buckley in Hamnet, which she delivered my favorite performance of the year, absolutely, without a doubt. I think she's going to sweep the award season, including getting that Oscar. And speaking of someone who I think will also get their first Oscar, is Timothée Chalamet, who took home Best Actor for Marty Supreme, which is, I go back and forth with this one and Train Dreams for my #1 movie of the year, and this one was absolutely phenomenal. Timmy knocked it out of the park. I think that if he does not get the Oscar, I swear I'm I'm going to riot because he absolutely deserves this. It's absolutely phenomenal in Marty Supreme. And then Best Picture went to One Battle After Another, which I think it pretty much has locked up in terms of the awards race. And I think it is very deserving. It's a very phenomenal movie. It's on HBO Max now, I believe. So if you haven't seen it yet, I definitely recommend checking it out.